Etude number 2 is marked Pastoral e Rubato. Pastoral means maybe a woodland scene, something calm, something like that. So play very smoothly, very musically. And rubato means you're allowed to take a little bit of time with the rhythm. So, in other words, it doesn't have to be exactly metronomic. For example, at the very beginning, listen to what I do with these opening 16th notes. I'm kind of moving through those to create this sense of movement up through the high note. Now, this etude is in the key of D flat major, which is a difficult key for trombone because you have a lot of fifth position notes. D flat, G flat, of course. So you have to make sure that you're really in tune, get your arm all the way out. It's very common to be sharp on these notes because you're not far enough out on the slide. And you can use some alternate positions to help yourself in this key. For example, if you look at the third full bar, the F works really well out in sixth position instead of first because it's sandwiched in between a bunch of fifth position G flats. So this is how that would look. It's easy when you're already out there. On the other hand, of course I can put the F's in first, but here's what that looks and sounds like. It's a lot more work, so I recommend in this case putting the F's out in sixth. The other little trick is to use B flat on the valve. And if you do this, the B flat is on the valve in flat third position, so third and a little bit farther out. And a really good example is measure 8, where you have A flat to B flat back and forth. And here's what that sounds like. Now if I put the B flat in first, here's what that looks like. Again, there's nothing wrong with playing the B flat at first, but if you have the valve, then it can accommodate these notes back and forth, and you don't have to tongue the B flat because the valve changes the note for you without a smear. So I'm not tonguing that B flat, I'm letting the valve do the work for me. If you're playing the B flat in first, on the other hand, obviously you will need to tongue that note or you'll create a smear, which is of course no good. The other thing to think about in this etude is the articulations, which are very carefully marked. Some notes are slurred and some notes aren't. If you look at measure 5, you'll see a very good example of this. So you have 3 slurred notes, then you tongue the F, and then you have 2 more slurred notes. So you want to make a difference. And when you have the slurs and you have to tongue that second note to make it smooth, just use a gentle da tongue. And when you have the tongue notes, use a ta kind of tongue so that you can make a difference between the notes that are slurred and those that are not slurred. That happens all the way through this etude.